I listen to all my books through audio. Is that not reading then?
It's not. You didn't read it. No, you heard it.
I know. I'm just saying though. It is word for word the book.
Yeah.
So what's the difference?
You heard a book.
I know, but I know, but like, because when people go, "Have you read a book?"
Yeah.
I go, "Yeah, I read Power of Now."
That's my favorite book.
I love that book.
I love that book, and I believe it 100%. But I can't do it.
I can't do it either.
Me neither.
I don't apply it.
I don't apply.
But
I
I
It almost
try.
drives
I
me
try to apply.
crazy trying.
Yeah,
Because every time I drift off into like a memory, you're not supposed to, right? You're supposed to be
you gently
now,
bring yourself back, and you
right
thank
into
your mind.
things. The apple that you're holding, the grain of rice in your mouth, everything has to be present, and it almost threw me into like an anxiety attack every day because I kept trying to practice it too hard.
Yeah.
This stuff, I mean, it can really throw you into a life crisis.
I know.
Because really, it's all of it's about like getting rid of your ego, which is your brain is fighting to keep it, but your brain has to decide to let it go. It's the old arsonist is the chief of police.
Yeah.
Trying to find the arsonist.
Is there a
something
way
like that.
to make your ego an ally in some portions of your life? For instance, like for Bobby, let's say for instance, he's an ambitious guy and a part of his ego just keeps him driven and keeps him, wanting more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is there a way to make it so that ego is not always the total enemy?
Well, I think, realize the only thing you can really try to do is watch it. Okay, I tend to have these thoughts.
But the thing is that the greater question is why in my adult life do I need to listen to self-help books? Right, like I've done the 4 Agreements. I've done every Deepak Chopra. I've done every.
Chopra is not the way to go.
Yeah, skip him.
Skip Deepak.
I know, fine, but I have.
The quantum. He was like he doesn't know anything about quantum physics, but he's like the quantum leap.
yeah.
He likes.
Well, I've told this before. Do you know why I stopped following that guy?
What?
Because well, I told you the whole reason why I even got into Deepak Chopra. Did I ever tell you about that?
I don't remember.
So this is before, a couple of months before I got Mad TV. Obviously, I was a doorman at the store. I had no money and I had no future. Mm-hmm. That's how you feel as an open micer. You know how when you're a young comic, you look around, you see somebody like making it?
Yeah.
Because you're around it. And as a young comic, you go, how do you get there? It seems impossible, right? You're just every day. Can I see your ID? Can I say, hey, can you not heckle during the show? You're a doorman at a club, and then you see other guys come in their fancy cars, and they have a hot chick, and they go, yeah, I make $80,000 a week on this so and so show, and you go, how do I even meet those people to give?
It's a mystery. It's not like being
It's
a lawyer.
right?
You have these steps. You pass the bar.
You don't know.
And then you go. You just show up and.
So when I used to get stressed out, I used to get boils.
That's hot.
I used to get them in my armpit and on the top of my head.
Nice.
Right, and my mom gets them. And we talked about it with my mom.
Mm-hmm.
She get these gigantic boils, and I know how to lance them organically.
Bragger.
I'm being cocky.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was getting so desperate and so depressed that a boil appeared on my cheek.
Oof.
Right? And that's when I know things aren't going well. When there are boils on my cheek. So
Boil alarm.
So I was at the Comedy Store and I was walking up the steps. You know Jason Galern?
No.
He's a comic. He's a teacher though. And he always gets late spots, like midnight, 1 in the morning. But he does get spots. And Galern's like, hey Lee. I go, yeah. And he just out of nowhere he goes, Chopra. I go, what? Deepak Chopra, you know him? I go, no. Is he a comic? He's like, no. He's in the Rolling Stone magazine, and there's an article about him. You should read it. I guess he just kind of knew that I was just like going through something.
Yeah.
So I remember after my show, I went to 7-Eleven, and I found it. Bought it. I read about him. And I'm like, yeah, I can't even afford his books. I don't have no money, right? The next weekend... On a Friday, I do La Jolla, but I'm not headlining. I'm like emceeing or featuring or something. And I'm on stage, because I'm from there. I'm on stage, and there's this girl in the front row. Her name is Katie. and I used to wait tables in La Jolla because I used to live there, Brockton Villa, and she was somebody I worked with in my early 20s, and I go, Katie. She's like, oh my God. She like, from the audience, she goes, oh my God, you do stand up? Whatever, you know. Yeah. I go, yeah. And I did my set. And afterwards, you know, obviously we get together in the lobby. And I go, what do you do now? And she goes, I work for Deepak Chopra. Mm-hmm. So in my head, I'm like, there's something going on.
Universe.
Connection.
There's a connection.
The quantum universe.
Right.
So
I'm not done with the story, babe.
Sorry.
Let me just
Whoa.
finish.
I had
that
an
was abusive.
I thought of somebody for an impression. Go ahead.
Let me just do it, and then
Yeah.
you can do that thing.
Yeah.
You want to do it first?
No.
Oh, yeah. All right. So the next day, around from the Comedy Store in La Jolla, you've been there, right? Mm-hmm. There used to be the Deepak Chopra.
The chauffeur.
Deepak Chopra's.
Come on down to Deepak Sofa. Going fast. Quantum sofa.
Going fast. Yeah, and he had like this center of self-healing. Right, he had his offices there.
Yeah.
And he had like a meditation room and all this stuff there. And she goes, just meet me there during the day. So I went there. He wasn't there, but she had a bunch of books with her.
Yeah.
She goes, just read these. And that's how I got. So I was into it. Like, and I read, I've said this on this podcast, I read 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, and I applied them in my life, and then I got Mad TV. But I really did, like 2 or 3 months later. And it might not be connected, but I believe it is.
Well, he does a lot of like Buddhist stuff, right?
Right.
So, I mean, there's legit stuff in what he's teaching.
Right. But then what happened was, a couple of years later, my buddy goes, yeah, he goes to my restaurant all the time, and he doesn't tip. I was done.
Oh.
I burned all the books.
Oh wow.
That one thing, one
says a
thing
lot.
says so much to me that I don't believe him now.
Well, he gets lambasted by the science community.
Yes, he does.
Oh, he does?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sam Harris actually debated him and made him look very foolish.
No, really?
Yeah.
It's online?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, you
Sam
gotta-
Harris.
So many
Deepak.
debates.
So tell
Do a
tell-
deep
tell-
dive
Tell her
tonight.
that.
Have you seen the documentary Wild Wild Country?
Yes.
Okay, Osho. You should do Osho.
Osho.
Or what's his
That's
name?
a good one.
Bhagwan.
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 Yeah.
You know how he doesn't blink at all,
Yeah.
and he just he calls Sheila.
Yeah, and also Joe
Oh,
Rogan
yeah,
just
that's a
saw the documentary. He loves it.
Yeah.
I love it. I think that'd be great. It'd
Yeah.
be weird too.
A lot of people still follow.
To do
Osho.
the
I'm
eyes,
thinking like how to
yeah.
do the hair. I'd have to
Yeah.
get like some kind of